Baylor, Texas Tech, Utah, TCU, Colorado, blah, 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 and the others. The Big 12, you're very, very lucky to have a guy named Brett Yormark. You don't know who he is. It's a weird name, but they're really, really lucky. He's the commissioner of the Big 12, and if he had not been proactive and aggressive, the Big 12 would be the Pac-12 today. That's what would have happened. And he's working extra hard again. And you need to like it and you need to appreciate it. So in a mainstream thing, when you think about the Big 12, you think about the Pac-12, you think about college football in general, let's bring everything back to retail standards, okay, if that's what we could do for everyone to fully appreciate how awful this is going to be for many of you in your favorite school. In mainstream terms, programs not in the Big Ten or the SEC are Sears. They're Sears. The Big 12 was about to be Sears, was about to be Radio Shack. But you know what the Big 12 is right now, I think? I think the Big 12 is kind of Red Lobster. Yeah, some stuff has happened. Red Lobster made some bad decisions. They underestimated how much Americans eat. I don't know that the Big 12 has made any mistakes, just screwed over by Texas, but Texas screws over everybody. But the Big 12 is like Red Lobster. Things aren't good, kind of a mess. You're scrambling, but you know what? You got a chance. You can fix it. You can be proactive. You can be smarter. Red Lobster, Big 12, you got a chance. Everybody else is Sears, and you're dead. It's over. It's over. Now, in my opinion, unpopular opinion, certainly post Pitbull concert at the University of Texas, in my unpopular opinion, the Big 12 and the Pac-12 should have merged at least a couple of years ago, and it would have been a great fit for everyone. It would have been a league of big markets, giant markets. Nothing could touch it in terms of giant markets, and it matters in the TV business. It would have been very good schools academically. It would have been a good match academically. And the football conference would regularly have at least 6 or 8 teams in the top 25, and I think easily could put 4 teams in the 12-team playoff every single year. Really, really good football league. Would have been. Washington, USC, Texas, Oklahoma, Oregon State, Oklahoma State, all are solid. It would have been a really good league that made perfect sense. But I know, not happening. No chance, no way. Texas decided it would send a wrecking ball into the college football landscape and go to the SEC, and those that are not in the SEC and the Big Ten are now trying to survive. They're Sears. The Big 12 might be Red Lobster. Now, Texas doesn't care. They don't care that you're going to die off. They don't care that you're Sears. It doesn't matter to them. They'll throw a party in your face for all they care. But the members of the Big 12 and the Pac-12 should now join, if they haven't already, and I'm sure they have, should join that long list of schools and alumni that should hate Texas. You really should. I mean, they did all this and don't care, but you probably should hate them. It's not going to do any good, but it would be understandable that you hate Texas. So Brett Yormark is the commissioner of the Big 12, and he scrambled. I mean, the guy really did, while everybody else is sitting on their hands. I don't know if he knew. He had some idea that if you sit here and wait around a day or two, you're going to be Sears. And the man scrambled and saved the league and went out and added, whatever you think of it, it doesn't matter. He was proactive. He added Arizona. He adds Arizona State, Colorado, Utah, Cincinnati, BYU, Central Florida were added. Nobody cares. But, the guy did as fast as he could. He worked hard to not be Sears. I mean, if the Big 12 was going to be Radio Shack, he reinvented the store in no time. Everything about it he reinvented. And in a moment of honesty this week, I bring all this up because I think there's something really significant that he's doing and has said. I think people let it go. It's not a throwaway line. It's a brilliant line from a guy who's been pretty brilliant so far. And he said something to the effect during Big 12 media days. Media days are stupid. They're really silly. It's just a bunch of sound bites and a bunch of coaches talking to each other. You learn absolutely nothing. Zero. But he said during the Big 12 media day, he said, quote, "We're still open for business and will be one of the 3 best leagues," end quote. Then you think, well, what's the big deal? Of course he's going to say that stuff. No, that is a significant comment. I can tell you why. And it's interesting. In effect, he's saying, you're not going to kill me off, Texas. To members of the Big 12, what he's saying is, I'm going to give you life support. If you were Radio Shack, I'm going to reinvent you. I'm not going to let this happen. You're not going to be Radio Shack and Sears on my watch. So those 2 statements are important because I think they're evidence that the guy is intent on keeping the league alive. And there's only a few ways to keep it alive because everyone else is going to run off. Texas will take the ball and they'll run off and cut TV deals. And if you're not in the game, you're not in that strip center, you die off. That's what's going to happen. It sounds dramatic, but have you not looked around and seen what is happening? Because it's happening every single day in the world of professional college football. So he's trying to keep the league alive. So Baylor, Texas Tech, Utah, TCU, Colorado, they're lucky to have him. And he's going to try to keep all of you alive as long as he can, which I think is also important to understand. If it weren't for this guy's vision, your football death, i.e. Pac-12, would have been almost instant, like theirs. You had no moment to say, don't worry, it's going to work itself out. When Texas says, I move on and I run over everybody in sight, you better react or you're finished. So the comment about we'll be one of the 3 best leagues is significant. Now, don't laugh it off. And here's why. Right now, going on right now, Clemson, Florida State, and Miami are suing their own league to get out. If that doesn't tell you everything about survival, I'm not sure what would. And the reason why they're suing their own league. See, their league is now about to be Sears. And they're suing to get out of, I know nothing about the strip center or mall business. They're suing to get out of their lease. They're not going down with Sears. So they're suing their own league to get out. And they're doing it because they want to bail. And they know the only 2 leagues that will matter and will monopolize all the TV money are going to be the Big Ten and the SEC. And if you want to be in the college football playoff, which I think is really even more significant, if you want to be in the college football playoff and you want a chance to succeed in football, then you have to be in that mall with Texas, the SEC, and the Big Ten. Otherwise, you really are Sears. You're done. So they're suing their own league to get out because they want to join one of those 2 leagues. They don't care which one, but they need to get in there as fast as possible because those leagues are going to monopolize, watch it happen, they're going to monopolize all the TV money and the platform money. They're going to cut their own deals. You do understand Texas steamrolls everyone in the business and will make it all happen however they want. So those 2 leagues are going to monopolize the TV money. So you have to get to those 2 leagues. That's why these schools are suing to get out of the ACC. The 2 leagues, the SEC and the Big Ten, are trying to reinvent themselves as the NFL, like the NFL, minus the salary cap, which is a whole nother problem for everyone else not named Texas. But they're trying to do that. They're trying to be the NFC and the AFC. And they're trying to cut their TV deals, and then no one else is going to matter. Everyone else is going to be the equivalent of the USFL. Everyone's going to be the equivalent of whatever that rock league was, whatever that thing is. That's what the rest of you are going to be. Because they're going to take the TV money for themselves. They're going to create a tournament for themselves. That's why these schools are suing to get out. So the Big 12 being saved by Yarmark, what he's saying is, other than, well, he's also saying this. This is really code. Like if those bubbles could pop up above anybody's head, what he really would say, and he may be done saying it, is, Texas, you're a greedy monster. You're just a greedy monster. What I think he's trying to say now, what I think he's trying to do now, is when the football powers of the ACC bolt for the Big Two, he's saying the rest of you come to the Big 12 and we'll be one of the only 3 leagues left. We're not just going to be one of the best 3 leagues, we're going to be one of the only 3 leagues. And it's really 2.2 leagues. But he's trying. And he's right. What he wants to do is have a league of castoffs. Okay, whoever doesn't go to the SEC, whoever doesn't go to the Big Ten, you come to us. Come here. I'll take you. We'll figure it out. We'll work it out. And the reason why he's doing that is he's trying the best that he can to get a league and then get a team or 2 or 3 into the playoff, because that's where the money is. That's what he's trying to do. If they're the 3rd league, so be it, because there's not going to be any others. Do I think it's going to last very long? Maybe, but probably not. But it's a genius move. It's the right move to make, to not give up, not wait around, because the ACC is about to implode as well. As soon as a decision is made for those Big 3 football schools to bolt, that league is dead in the water. And he's saying, I'm not going to be like them. So whenever that happens to you guys, come on over our way. And what he wants to do is he wants to try to get a spot or 2 or 3 in the college football tournament, in the 12, which I think will be 16. And it makes sense, right? Because that's where the money is. All the money is going to eventually come to that playoff, and the 2 big leagues are going to try to control the entire playoff just like they're doing now. He's trying to work his way in to say, now, wait a minute, guys. You can't take all the spots. We got a 14-team, 15-team, whatever it is. We got a decent league over here. You at least need to take our champion or 2. And so if you can get in the tournament, you get some money. That's how he saves you, Baylor, Texas Tech, and the rest of you. That's how he saves you. Now, I don't think it'll last all that long, but it's worth a try. It's the only chance you have. They'll eventually kick everybody out. The Big Two will kick everybody out that's not a superpower. They'll kick them all out. Will there be TV money left for anybody else? Maybe some. And if there is some, your Mark's going to say, send it our way. We got a league here. He's found a way to gobble up teams and then keep the league alive enough to get a team or 2 in the playoff, I think. If you're completely shut out of the college football playoff in the near future, you're a blockbuster video. As soon as it happens. Because it's already, Texas and the gang have already worked it where they're going to take most of the 12-team tournament spots. If they have it their way in the near future, ESPN is going to say, why even let those guys in at all? Just have our 12. Yeah, let's do that. So if you're not positioned enough to get in the college football tournament, you are blockbuster.